Jose from Bottom by Blood, and we have a new album coming out, Exiled to Earth, comes out in the US August 10th. It's a concept album, takes place 600 years in the future. Alien race, cybernetic alien race, named the Krong, take over the Earth. There's a few rebels, human rebels that don't confide don't conform to their ways, and they try to take Earth back. We have a couple tours coming up. We leave in August to Europe to do some touring out there. We're going to do some festivals, Bloodstock in the UK, and we're doing Brutal Assault in Czech Republic. We have a couple shows in between, some in Leeds, another one in Edinburgh in Scotland. Right after Bloodstock, we're flying down here to the US. We land in Portland and have a 5-hour drive to Vancouver in Canada to do an Exodus tour. That's going to be our first date. The next day, right after Bloodstock. We're going to do that for I think a month and a half. It's us, Exodus, Malvin Creation, and Holy Grail. After that, we're connecting with another tour. I think it hasn't been announced yet, but it should be announced soon. It's going to be Early Man and Evile and us. Evile should be doing some headlining tours as well with Evile, Gamma Bomb, and us connecting into the Overkill tour, Overkill Forbidden, Gamma Bomb, Evile, and us as well. And that's going to be in November, heading with December. November, we'll only have East Coast dates with Overkill and Forbidden. December, we'll have West Coast dates with Forbidden, us, and the rest of the guys that I mentioned before. There's plenty of, we're still trying to get to do a full-on US tour, European tour in 2011. Also trying to get into South America as well, so it should be fun.
Now let's talk a little bit about the new disc. What's the deal with the comic strip that comes with it?
Oh yeah, it's a cool thing. We're big fans of comics, and since this is a concept album, why not make a comic strip? It has a story behind it, and it kind of leads you on to what's going to happen in the album and in the concept. So it's a really cool thing. If you pre-order the album, it will come with it.
Now, did I see the comics are signed? I mean, is this a real limited deal?
Yeah, it's limited edition. I don't know exactly how many are printed, but it's not going to be too many, so it should be good.
Now, how did you guys hook up with Exodus? I mean, obviously your name comes from the Exodus album, but what kind of feedback you get from the guys?
We've actually played with them before. I think back in 2007 was our first gig with them. Gary Holt was surprised. He was actually really humble and nice to us. He was like, oh, I'm happy for you guys. You guys are really talented, really cool that you guys took the name from the album, and hopefully I'll be seeing you guys around. We played with them again not too long ago. Gary Holt had really good things to say about the new album. He had a promo copy, of course, and invited us to be on the tour. And of course, we're more than happy to be in this tour. It's like kind of like a dream come true. You grow up listening to their stuff, and all of a sudden you're on a tour with them. Why would we say no? So it's really cool, and I hope there's more tours to come.
Now, do you know the date for the local show? I know it's August at Gramercy, but just don't remember the date.
I don't know the exact date off my head. I know it's at the Gramercy, and check the MySpace and the Facebook. It should have the date on there.
Now let's back up just for a second. You know, you guys did, what, 4 Pints of Blood a couple years ago, and what's the evolution of the band's sound? I've seen this new disc described as heavier. Yeah,
well, when we started 4 Pints of Blood was back in 2007, and at the time it was just we were just more of a jam out band. It wasn't anything serious. We made that that demo because of winning a Battle of the Bands. We won some studio time, and we went in there, jammed out a couple songs, and started taking our band more serious. And that was in 2006. And 2007 was Extinguish the Weak EP. We took ourselves a little bit more serious. We actually had a cover for it. It was printed. We had 2,000 copies of it that went out really fast. I think that gave the attention to Earache, and that's when we got signed with Earache, which led us to do the Feed the Beast album. And that album was energetic, youthful, aggressive. You could tell it was us being us and having fun with it. Now what we did with we did a whole different formula with Exiled to Earth. We didn't want to come with the same album, of course, because you never want to make the same album twice. And there's a 2 years difference between Feed the Beast and Exiled to Earth. I think as musicians we grew. You could tell a lot in Exiled to Earth that we do, that it's a little bit more technical, it's a little bit heavier. We took a little bit more time in writing it. Writing style is not so different, but it is different where you could tell, and all in a good way.
Now, jumping back to the comic strip, I mean, when I saw you guys play live, I guess it was earlier this year, last year, you did the Teenage Mutant Ninja theme. I mean, are there any other covers in your set? How did that one get in?
When we brought up the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles thing, it was just a joke. We never thought it was going to be so serious. I brought it up to the guys, and they're just like, well, let's do it. We were all fans of the Turtles. We used to get up every Saturday morning and watch this thing. So it was kind of, I mean, I had everything. I had the underwear, the lunchbox, everything. They were like my idols growing up. When I told the guys, everybody's like, yeah, dude, I love that cartoon. Let's do it. We did it at a couple shows. People loved it. So let's say, why didn't I record it? We did. And up to this day, we still get asked, do the Turtle song, do the Turtle song. So, I mean, we're still fans of it. We'll do it until we can't do it anymore. Unfortunately, we were gonna do a couple themes here and there, and we ended up not deciding which one we wanted to put in the album, so we just didn't put anything. So maybe in a side B, or later on this year, we do some sort of side B with some sort of cover in it.
Now, what's a typical day in the life of Bonded by Blood? I mean, you know, you got some themes on the comics, the skating. I mean, do you guys get out and get to have fun, or is it all work?
When we do have time off, we do like to spend some time with the family, because when you're on tour, you really don't have that time to do that. We do love to skate. We haven't done it in a while either because of touring. But yeah, we don't really have that much time off. This has been the longest time we've had off, and it was because we were writing the album, and then even then we were writing albums, going to the studio. So yeah, it's just hanging out with family, catching up with friends, going out, seeing a movie here and there. We're big movie fanatics and stuff like that. So we live a normal life when we can.
Now, what's going on in LA? I mean, you know, I think that always seems to be one of the trend-setting areas of the metal scene. You know, you guys got labeled part of the new thrash, whatever genre, but, you know, do you see yourselves fitting in with other bands in the area?
Yes and no. We are part of that thrash revival scene coming up, but at the same time, we try to keep like a step ahead of everybody else, try to do things a little bit different as how we did the concept album, as how we try to bring in different elements of all types of metal into our thrash. So we are part of that movement, you could say, but we also can hold our own.
Sounds good. So now you're here in August, and then you're back with Overkill and others. I think it's November?
Yeah, November.
So last question. What do you want people to know about you?
About Bonded by Blood?
Yeah, or even both.
Well, me, I'm a cool guy. Hope you can check out my band, Bonded by Blood. Bonded by Blood is happy that the fans are still out there supporting us. We've been together for 5 years now, and if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be here, so thanks a lot.